Hi, Elaine here. Okay, so we're gonna do the week ahead for ooh, I almost said February. So we're we're moving along in this year. Um for January 20th to the 26th. If my tripod falls over, I think I might have broke it right now. So we'll just see. If you've never checked out my week ahead readings, basically I do the energy of the week for the collective, and then I'll break it down into cardinal signs and fixed signs and mutable signs. So then you can use the timestamp below and take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you feel drawn to watch your sun, moon, or rising, you are more than welcome. I do try to keep them short, but sometimes that doesn't happen. And that's basically it. So I hope everyone's having a great week so far, and hopefully next week will be even better. All right, so let's get into the energy of the activation. So I immediately, when I pulled these cards, the healing card popped out, and then the solar plexus and heart chakra. You can see that these cards are very, this healing actually has almost all of the colors of the chakra system. And this one at the bottom, it says the frequency of healing supports the intrinsic ability to restore our hearts and wholeness by consciously using the information that comes to us through our senses and harmonizing everything accordingly. Solar plexus, the frequency of the solar plexus chakra, the yellow flower of life, supports the sense of self, our personal power, and our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and what our contribution is to the whole. And then we have the heart chakra, and sorry, this is 29, 30, and 4. The heart chakra, the frequency of the heart chakra, the green flower of life, supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the mind and the body. So when I feel into these cards, I feel like there is a healing of the mind and the heart and where we want to go. And maybe healing is not the right word, but like it will start to actualize, or even we'll start to have a clearer image of where we want to go. And I'm also feeling like Mars retrograde might be part of this, and I should have looked that up. I don't remember off the top of my head when Mars retrogrades ends. I want to say it's in March, but I feel, or February. So double check. I will check that and put it in the notes below. But it feels like, with Mars retrograde, we are supposed to be reflecting and looking at what initiations and actions we want to start taking. And so in the slow period, or in this period where we feel like what we're not going through or not being able to initiate, this is the time to look and reflect on those. And I think that is also reflecting on whether it's going through our minds or our hearts, and what is actually powering us to take actions, and healing. I want to even say like healing and running these through our system to know where we're actually, what our motivations are, what is actually driving us. And I think that also helps with understanding why we are taking actions or what we are even trying to do, because sometimes we know we want something but we don't know the steps. So maybe it's finding that clear path that will be helping, um, or solidify that this week. And then I asked for a medicine for this week from my lovely The Green Witch Oracle deck, and we got the altar. And this one is gratitude, releasing burdens. So it's kind of like seeing where you're abundant, um, and then releasing what is not meant for you. And I even feel like some of this is ancestral as well. You can have altars to um, deities, to ancestors, to basically however you practice. And it just, when I'm feeling into this card, it's kind of, it's really looking at what you have, where you've come from, and what you have built, or even thinking from this day to last year. You are a different person. You have grown in different ways, and you have healed different aspects of yourself, or even incorporated shadow, or if you've done shadow work into yourself, and then to find that gratitude, and then to release what you don't need, or what other parts that you need to continue to heal, to like start letting those to heal those, and to let some of that go, or if you're holding on to something, to let go. So it's actually drawing me to the Ouroboros, and this one is about regeneration and rebirth, and is now underway. You are infinite. So it's kind of that cycle. And I pulled these cards just because I got the this new deck, and I wanted to. It's a auspicious symbols and lucky. I'll actually grab it real quick. For luck and healing oracle deck. So auspicious symbols for luck and healing oracle deck. So I don't know. I felt like I was called to pull a card from there, and two fell out, and one was the penny, and one was the Ouroboros. And I'll set that one down. Move on to these. And so the Ouroboros is just the snake eating its own tail, and it's that cycle, that regeneration. There is an ending and a beginning, and there's never really a gap. It's like it's just going. So, and when I saw this, I actually thought of the new lunar new year that is coming up. So, which is the year of the snake, and is also, I feel that at the towards the end of 2024, I started to feel like there was a lot of shedding, and I definitely feel like there's still more like snake skin shedding, and just like releasing old ideas, patterns, um, just restrictive thoughts that we have, in order to regenerate and refresh, and actually have room to grow versus being restricted. So that was um that's what is coming up for this card. And then a lucky penny. This is a US penny. Heads up, all day long you'll have good luck. So maybe something good will happen this upcoming week, or for this week ahead. It just, in the US, I don't know if it's in other countries, but finding a penny is good luck. And I'm trying to see what, oh, the writing just says all day long you'll have good luck. See a penny, pick it up, and all day long you'll have good luck. There's little writing right there. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. So maybe this week you'll get a lucky penny and something good will happen. I really hope that for everyone. Okay, so now I'll jump ahead so you can use the timestamp. Thank you guys. And we will move on to our cardinal signs. So this week I did pull a lesson card for our cardinal signs. And For cardinal signs, I have forgiveness. Acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. And then I pulled I did get a new crystal deck uh, from Mystic Mondays. And the crystal that I pulled for you guys are the citrine spirit crystal, intentional self-awareness and discernment, a centered and empowered stones. Citrine spirits quartz asks that you take command over your life by having clear intentions. You can begin to lead from a grounded and assertive place, giving you the results that complement your needs. Citrine spirit quartz enhance your sense of self-awareness, dissolving apprehension and self-doubt to clear the way for more confidence in your daily life, no matter what material things you may or may not possess. It is highly focused on excellent it is highly focused and excellent stone for planning and goals. All signs, sun and moon. So that's interesting that it is one all signs, and I did love that it was orange. So let's pull some cards and see what our possible obstacles are this week. And our possible solutions. Okay, we kind of got a lot. So I'll just adjust. Okay. I'm just going to adjust the camera a little bit. So for possible obstacles, what I am drawn to is the spiral and the forgiveness, and even temperance is, there's kind of a infinity kind of spiral happening there, and even the waves here. So I don't know. I'm drawn to the forgiveness card and that spiral, and I feel like there might be something that you need to work through um, between the mind and the heart, especially with this Ace of Swords, King of Pentacles. Why did I say King of Pentacles? King of Cups with the emotions, and the Temperance card being like an alchemy, and taking one thing and having it become something else. So it's like, so the forgiveness card, it says, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So at some point you do have to transmute this, whatever you're holding on to, into something else in order to move on and be able to continue on. You can hold on to it, but it doesn't do you any good. What if you are harboring a resentment? It is just blocking you and not allowing the flow, which all of these cards basically have a flowing aspect to them, but then it's blocked. It's like you can't move on because you're holding on to something. And it's actually looking like, when I started to say that, I saw like a river with a rock in the middle of it. So there is flow happening, but it's blocked to some degree, and why do you want to live like that? It's just, it's kind of, I'm also feeling like a burden that you don't want. And so as I say that, I am drawn to the Three of Swords, which is about grief, about having those deep feelings and, you know, moving through them. And I'm being drawn to the Ouroboros, regenerating from that, healing, mending, and not holding on to that. I'm also drawn to this Four of Swords, which again has a heart in there, and the Four of Swords is about rest. And maybe you'll need some time before you're able to forgive, but acknowledging that is also healthier versus not acknowledging it and just trudging along and holding on to that. High Priestess is the next card that I'm drawn to, and I feel like there might be an inner knowledge about this that you, wisdom, intuition, maybe even something that is happening but you haven't spoke about it yet, following that and being led by that. The Three of Wands too, taking momentum, and where are we? Taking momentum, or even like before jumping in, to pause and think about it before moving on. And I honestly want to say it's also kind of like um, taking that pause and using, we have grouped right here 3 wands. So 6 of wands, I almost feel like actually whatever this is might be validating for your feelings um, that you were feeling. And I wasn't going that way, but then it switched in my brain to say, take that pause and to actually like feel through and process these emotions. Know that whatever you felt, or trusting that inner working that you have and moving forward on that. I mean, I almost want to say like not um because this citrine was drawing me back to it, and it's self-awareness, discernment. So and I just feel like moving with confidence and the solar plexus. So it's interesting. I don't know. Definitely, because then I feel like the energy moves to these pentacles, which we have the Ace of Pentacles, which to me is like a new growth, and just kind of allowing it to, I want to say, fizzle out, or like not feeding energy into it and being more of your peace of mind, that you've had your say, you said what you wanted, and you can walk away and start something new. I'll just look at the cards real quick and then see if there is anything else. I'm being drawn back to the solar plexus, so I definitely feel like there's something with personal power, your willpower, or even, I want to say, is this something you'll have to decide if this is something that you either can fix or walk away from. the forgiveness card is pulling me back. And when I say fix or walk away from, I feel like that is part of it. Is like, just because you forgive someone doesn't mean you have to deal with them. You just like, you forgive them for your own sake, move on, and drop that stone, and just carry on with your life. Or there's the forgiveness where you work through and continue on with. I I want to say this person, but it could be um an object or something else that I don't even know why I said object. That's interesting. Um but it could be something else that you need to forgive, or regarding something else that you need to forgive. Okay, so let me see if there's something else. Yeah, it just feels like something heart related. But that's it, our cardinal sign friends. I thank you very much. All right, fixed signs. So we have freedom, and we have this stone, which is the golden anhydro herkimer. Chimere. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it is either Sagittarius or Sun. And then we'll pull some cards, and then I'll go back into those. So we'll pull for our obstacles for fixed signs. Okay. And then we'll pull for solutions. All right, we got interesting. Okay, so let's go to this freedom card. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. And then we'll move to our golden anhydro herkimer. I think that's how you pronounce it. So it's containing a floating gold liquid. Golden anhydro herkimer is named after the oil suspended within the crystal, rare and possessing wisdom from the Himalayas, where it is found. The stone stimulates the third eye and enhances intuition and connection to the universe. Golden anhydro herkimer promotes gender fluidity and acceptance, assisting in transition and connecting with one's gender or healing wounds. Strongly tied to the solar plexus, golden anhydro herkimer can clear out emotional baggage from many times. Live out loud and proud. Sagittarius and Sun. So when I was pulling these cards, I immediately thought solar plexus, especially with the Leo card, strength. And I feel like, so one of our obstacles is that we don't have the confidence, or for fixed signs, um, we're not quite sure what we're doing. That's kind of like, I definitely feel freedom is something that is wanted, but there's kind of a balancing act, a desolate, kind of not sure emotionally, not sure financially, or even um, having kind of a scarcity mindset of the change. And so that is definitely an obstacle. And I also feel like this lovely crystal, you know, the words live loud and proud, and then the clearing, it can help clear out emotional baggage from many lifetimes. And maybe we are dealing with many lifetimes here, and that's the freedom, or um, maybe we can be tied to many things, and all of those things, from emotions, uh, work, all of these, money. We have to have a balance and be secure, but there's also I want to say, wellness to this, of like, what is worth, what is it worth for you, what is happening. And this is a question that you'll have to review this week. And I'm being drawn back to the altar, like, what is working for you, and what do you need to release, what is an actual real thing that you need to worry about, versus that it's just something that you're worrying about to worry about it, and feeding power into that. So I just feel like there's kind of a restructuring of what you need to focus on, versus focusing on the things that are not working for you, or the things that you are worried about, or the things that you've come up with so many possibilities that is not even, probably not going to happen. So that's what I'm feeling with the obstacles. Now, with our solutions, I definitely feel like emotions with the Queen, balance, and boundaries with the Seven of Wands will help fill the Sun energy. It's interesting. We basically have like Leo and Sun, and we even have the Sun card in the for our crystal. So I really feel like this is focusing on what is actually working for you, finding that emotional balance for yourself, and not getting stuck in this, I don't know what I'm doing. And even if you don't know what you're doing, or you don't know that next step, it's like, call back your power. Sit in what emotion, like, process them, and really think, or not think, but like really just sit and like meditate, and allow whatever you need to let go to start like draining out of your body like water, just rinsing off of you, and allowing the solution to come to you. You can ask spirit, you can ask your ancestors, you can ask family members for help, and being able to move forward on that. Because I feel like a lot of what is happening is, it's kind of like a block, and we have the potential to do what we need to. We just need to call in that power, call back our power, tap into our solar plexus, and move forward. And even tap into our solar plexus and our heart, and know that we are capable you know, we do so many things on a daily basis, and we are completely capable and able to move forward on what we want and what we wish to occur. And I just feel like the stone is calling me back to it, and I'm looking at it enhances the third eye, enhances it stimulates the third eye and enhances intuition and connection to the universe. So I feel like there's something there as to just being reminded that you are more, you know, this, there's more to than just this life, and there is more to, if I, what is, I'm being reminded of a I don't want to call it a meme, but it's like a one of those motivational things, and it it was a little frog, and it was holding a sign, and it said, if you have, if you're worried about fixing something, and you're worried about time, then if you still have time, you have time to fix it. So it's along those lines where things may feel heavy now, but you do have time to fix it. It's not always going to be heavy. And I think sometimes we make ourselves heavier than we actually need to be. And I keep looking at the lucky penny. So maybe there's going to be some luck, and that will click into place for us, and we'll be able to, um, sometimes we just need that leg up, or even just a break, to be able to shift. The 1971 is drawing my eye too. If that makes sense to you, take it or not. And sunshine. I think that's another thing where, like, these cards feel a little darker. The strength card is kind of neutral to me, but we have so many vibrant colors over here. So I definitely feel like it's focusing on what is good, what is working for you, and not so much on the worry of what is not. Okay, perfect. Fixed signs. Thank you very much. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Thank you. Wow. All right, mutable signs. So we have the lesson card, denial, and then let's get us some cards for, I'll draw out the obstacles first, and then we'll move on to our possible solutions. So obstacles first. See if they'll give me one more. If not, we'll move on to our solutions. Okay, and then we got a bunch of solutions. Judgment was on the bottom of the deck when I first started to shuffle. Okay, so let's go with denial. And immediately, I'm going to say that is part of our obstacles. Um, when I got the Hierophant, I felt like there was something that kind of like the Cardinal Signs, where it's something that you know, or even maybe it is yourself. You're you're not quite being honest with yourself. Um, so denial is I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. So I definitely feel like one of your obstacles is to acknowledge where you are um, kind of not being honest with yourself, and or if it's the fear, if it is something else that is shame is coming up too, that you are aware of it and you start moving through it emotionally, or maybe there's something emotional about it. That, I mean, fear is an emotion, and shame is tied with emotions as well. And since we have the Queen of Cups and the Page of Cups, I feel like it is definitely emotional. And I feel like it may be something that is not quite in your hands, that you can fix, or that maybe it's not something you did, like cover up is what is coming to mind. And I don't understand that, but maybe whoever needs that message does. And it feels like covering for like someone else, or being um, just dishonest, or denying something even though you logically know, or feel it in your heart that something is wrong. Okay, so then we have this lovely crystal, which is the septarine. I hope I'm saying that right. And it is direction, fearless communication, known as the dragon stone. Septarine instills fierce confidence and self esteem, especially in front of an audience. However, as much as it improves your public appearance, it also protects your privacy, guarding your secrets and valuing your inner space. Incredibly grounded and connected to the earth, Septarine can pinpoint illness in the body and focus on listening to the body's needs by building a strong relationship with it. The name Septarine comes from the Latin word septum, or seven, signifying the pattern of seven on the exterior of the crystal. It is associated with Taurus, Sagittarius, and the Sun. So, pretty little dragon stone. And which is funny, I keep looking at the Hierophant, which is the Taurus card. Um, all right. So, let's see what our possible solutions are. So, we have the Temperance, the King of Swords, Judgment, Ace of Cups, and Three of Cups. So I immediately want to go to the Three of Cups and think of community. And I am filling with the Queen of Cups. So whatever emotions that are being played out, that are in the obstacles, maybe talking to someone, or um, sisterhood, uh, people that you trust, friends, will help you process what you need. I'm also looking at the Temperance card. It is taking one thing and transforming it into another with alchemy or transmutation. And I really feel like some of this there might not, with the King of Swords, usually that is not so emotional, but I feel like it is balancing out the thoughts and the emotions and coming to a clear understanding and basically being able to uh, allow something else to awaken in you, or to be able to move it into a different feeling, to from what it was to what it is, versus trying to block it and not move through it. I'm also going to the altar card, which is again the gratitude and releasing burdens. And I feel like, we all have things that we need to show more gratitude towards, or we forget, and we also forget to release our burdens. There's a difference between avoiding and releasing. And I think this is, um, one of those things where it's like, if I did what I could and I made the best decisions that I had or could at the time, then that is what happened. And I can't change time back to fix that. It is, accepting and moving past it. I'm also being drawn to the Ouroboros, and same thing. We're that ending to start a beginning, the regeneration, the renewal, the Judgment card. Um, and allowing, because I keep feeling heart chakra, especially with the ace, allowing these emotions to, these new emotions, um, to process and, you know, actually take you where you need to go versus keeping you stuck. Healing from whatever it is. Definitely feels heart centered, um, emotional. And I feel like, because I started to look at the altar, and in the altar there's a little broom card. And I just feel like there needs to be like a clearing away. Um, and so keep that in mind. But it's also, with clearing away, it's releasing those burdens and not having to carry them. And I just felt like lighter heart. Okay, I'm just going to look over the cards one more time. Being drawn back to the Dragonstone. And I'm being drawn back to the direction, the fearless, and the communication. So maybe this is something that, if you feel a little stuck, just to kind of stop, fill into the direction, fill into your strength, and, be fearless and communicate what you need or what needs to happen. And I'm also being drawn to the, um, building the relationship with your body. So maybe this is even something that, you felt like an illness in your body, or, you know, stuff happens and you feel like sick to your stomach or something like that. So just be aware of that. Okay. I think that is it. Our mutable signs. I'm just looking over everything. I am being drawn back to the heart chakra. So definitely, I'm going to say be gentle with yourself this week and take your time and really allow, give yourself space and allow yourself the time if you need healing and not to try to push ahead too quickly. Okay, that's it, my beautiful people. Thank you very much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day or wonderful week. Thank you. Take care. Bye.